A presentation by a gentleman that we met about 3 years ago. Actually, no, a lot longer than that. You came to their first Compton Unified project, yes. So I guess it's been almost 5 years. But I met a guy who said that he would help me shape a message that would help all of the instructors, all the faculty get better at reaching the digital learner. And as we know, some of these students, especially young ones, know as much, maybe more how to use this technology than we do as adults. So Ted said that he was going to help me create a platform that would reach the influencers, the stakeholders, and learning more about how to reach these digital learners. And so 5 years later, we've now got Ted to address some of the entry points to getting us better at reaching the people who are going to be our next workforce. So without further ado, I want to introduce Ted Lai from Apple.
Thank you very much. I've given a title to the presentation, but it's not like I'm really going to stick to exactly that title. It's more of a conversation. There's going to be a little bit of discussion. It's really about raising the bar, though. How can we raise the bar for learning, and for learning with technology? So in this day and age, a little bit about myself. I come from education. I taught mostly elementary, some middle school. I was also an adjunct instructor at Cal State University Fullerton, as well as Cerritos College. I've been with Apple about 6 years now, and I've done plenty of different things. I'm currently on the national team for education development executives. So that means former educators, and my focus area is curriculum and instruction. So really, it's not just about technology, but it's really about how do we integrate it, how do we use it, how do we change classes. Across the world, there are thousands of one-to-one programs where every kid gets a laptop or an iPad. That's pretty astounding. But I wouldn't say that all of them are innovating. And a lot of them are just a teacher or instructor or professor saying, I'm going to lecture and you're going to take notes on this iPad or this laptop. And that's not the point. How can we really have pedagogical shift? So I like starting with quotes and questions. And so I have a quote here. And it's, if we teach today as we taught yesterday, we rob our children of tomorrow. Does anybody know who that comes from? All right. Does anyone have a guess when this was said?
Maybe almost a century or two.
You're right. John Dewey, 1916. If I had a prize, I would be throwing it over there. John Dewey said this in 1916, and it feels even more applicable now than probably back then. What's fascinating is that I really do believe this. As an educator, this was one of the quotes that I lived by. To give you an idea, though, of what education looked like in 1916, I have an example right here. This is what education looked like. Back in around 1916, lots of rows, kids sitting quietly. And we have to ask ourselves, how much has education really changed? Not enough. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the big takeaways. And it's hard to predict the future. I mean, John Dewey was predicting a future for our students where it was more than just this. And I think that we're still in that process, though, trying to predict it, trying to make it happen. Now I think the time is ripe, though. We have more at our fingertips to access than we have ever before. But again, prediction's difficult, so I'm going to show you another picture from back then. It's a postcard from someone named Maximilien Villard. And Villard was trying to predict what education would look like in the year 2000. So this is back in, again, 1910. So really quickly, with an elbow partner, someone near you, discuss what are some things you notice in this picture of his vision for the future of education in the year 2000. So talk to a partner, and also while you're discussing what you notice, did he get it right or did he get it wrong? Okay, go for it. We're going to give about 2 minutes for you to discuss and think about this.
I think you got it right. Thanks.
Yeah. And if you're sitting alone, just talk to that voice in your head about what you notice.
Jesus.
Yep.
It's kind of cool, but it's got its points.
I think you've done it pretty good.
It's feeling all things a lot.
Yep.
To the cloud.
Since that's saying 2000, yeah, that's about right. Still wired. Still, yeah. Uh-huh.
About 30 seconds.
Even the clothes.
All right, coming back together. So, just what are some things you noticed? Back here.
I kind of noticed you didn't have any colored kids in there.
Okay, yeah, education is for a certain type of kid, right? What else did you, and obviously he got that wrong. What else?
I see. I feel like this. All the information you feed to the cloud, and over the wires, you're getting all the information through the wire, just like the internet.
Yeah, so he kind of got that right, that technology would play a part of it, and that, there's information that the teacher's digitizing, perhaps, putting it in the cloud. You see the wires going to them.